Hello, so we're back. We're on lesson 10. This is, I think, video number 3. And we're on page 291, and we're applying transparency to gradients. So sometimes when you add a transparency to your gradient, it gives a nice softness to it. So we're going to click the rectangle box in the tool panel, and we're just going to double click it. Make sure everything's deselected, double click it, and then we can give exact measurements. Doesn't want me to do it. There we go. Maybe if I just kind of click anywhere into it. We want the width to be 15 inches and the height to be 2 inches. And we have a nice big box that's kind of keeping with our selection from before. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to alignment, align to, actually want the gradient to be, I'm skipping ahead. We want to apply the black-white gradient to have the generic sort of gradient right there. And then once it's pressed letter D to kind of default the fill, stroke, and black, but we just kind of did that real quick, just a quick and easy one. With the selection tool, we're going to choose Align to Artboard. And we're going to choose Horizontal Align Center. And Vertical Align Bottom is what it looks like. We're going to make sure our stroke weight is 0 if it isn't. And we're going to pull up, our gradient panel is actually already selected. And we're going to change the angle to -90. And then we're going to double click the white color stop, the gradient, and we're going to kind of change this to the water, which is green, but okay. And we're going to take the leftmost color stop, and here in our pass, I'm going to take that to 0. So now it's kind of, you can barely see it. Oh, wait. No, we want this. I'm skipping ahead. You want the green? Don't want to add. Select this green. 0. So that's what it should be. And location 0 in green. And we're going to double click the rightmost color stop to appears, and we're going to take this to water right there. So it has a nice kind of flow where it kind of flows from nothing into it. We're going to drag the gradient midpoint to approximately 60, where you can change the location here. And what we're going to do is object lock selection, so we don't accidentally touch or move it. So we have a nice softness to it. Actually, what I'm going to do with my layers panel is I want this PC on page 239 that it is below. And we kind of just skipped a whole page. So I'm going to drag this below the stroke. Just so it's underneath. Let me just Nope, it is fine. So I just kind of made sure it was below everything and it wasn't before. So we didn't actually skip a page. So we work with blending objects, and blending objects is kind of a good way to group things together without actually having, oh, I have a bunch of circles together and I'm going to copy and then copy and copy them so they sit on top of each other. You can kind of see a diagram on the page at top of 294. So we're going to create a blend with specific steps. And once you kind of see this in practice, you'll try to think about how you can use it in your own work. So we're going to scroll down the document window so we can see the two shapes off to the bottom, which I'm losing them, so I'm just going to zoom out. And there should be two shapes off to the bottom. Actually, open up your water layer. And it should be there. So that way we played around with that visibility. We definitely missed a page. So go back to page 290 and we're going to add a gradient to our sails. It's like our sails don't look right. So with our selection tool, we're going to select both of these sails, both this one and this one. We kind of did a shift select. In the control panel, choose the gradient sails. There you go. And we're going to apply once you apply a gradient stroke to multiple selected objects, you are applying the gradient independently. So we're going to select the gradient tool panel, and you notice we have these two bars right there. Drag from the leftmost center out. So basically we're just kind of dragging here out. And we're holding down shift to kind of keep it nice and straight. And what we did here is the gradient is applied on two different shapes so it looks more natural instead of it stopping and starting. So it goes from here to here. So if we go back to our gradient, that's where you know it starts and it has a nice flow to it. That's the page we skipped. So now we're back on page 294. We have these shapes at the bottom. We have this little guy and big guy. And we're going to select the blend tool, which is under the gradient tool. Keyboard shortcut W. And we're going to select it. We're going to position the pointer over the larger shape on the left. And you notice how it has a little asterisk. And then when you hover over the small shape, so we're going to click it, and it has the asterisk. And then we're going to hover over the small shape, and it has a little plus sign. And it indicates that we want to add two objects to a blend. So we're going to click to create a blend. And you notice we have different shapes going on. And you can see the pictures on the top of page 295. With the blend object still selected, we're going to choose, and they have the little boxes, and only this and this are selected. These are just things that are working for it. So we're going to go to Object, Blend, Objects. Blend Options. And a box shows up. And we're going to change this from smooth color to specify steps. And we're going to do 10. Click on our preview. See, it's doing all of this blend for us. And we can click OK. So with the selection tool, from the tools panel, double click anywhere on the blend object to enter isolation mode. And we're in isolation mode, everything's kind of dimmed. And we're going to go to outline. And you notice we kind of have these two objects. That's the only ones that are really there. And we're going to click to select the edge of the smaller shape, right there. And just so you know, the straight edge we see is called the spine of the blended objects. And you can kind of adjust the path between the two of them in blend mode. So if you want to like shift it where it goes up and down, you can do that. If you want, do a Command C. So we're going to go outside of the blend mode, and since we went into outline mode, it's easier to select the individual shape, but we're still in isolation. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag the smaller shape to the center of the larger shape, and we're going to see the blend change. So select this. And then we only want to move the shape. We don't want to move this line. There you go. And it kind of changes the look of it. So make sure we drag the shape, not the spine. And we're going to choose deselect, escape. And that's it for this video. I'll see you for the next one.